little hands. The world is yours. Hold it close with open arms. Little feet with miles ahead.
Hey guys, it's Lisa and it's Friday, May 2nd, 2014, and you're watching my 22-week pregnancy vlog. Tomorrow, on Saturday, I'm going to be 23 weeks. Despite feeling a lot better today, quite a bit better than I have for the last week, it's been a hard week. Week 22, I'd have to say is one of the most difficult weeks. Well, I'm going to start off with some good stuff. Remember the winter hat I was talking about that we got at that mom and baby craft fair that we pre-ordered? Well, this is it. She finished it up and we went and picked it up Saturday, I believe, and it's so cute. It's a little pink owl and she'll be able to wear it just in time for winter. It'll be just the right size. It's a tiny bit stretchy, so it should fit her the whole winter. It's beautiful. We're really happy with the end product. The company is Tied in Knots, and the lady who does this, her name is Michelle, and she's really good at it, and it's here in Moncton, New Brunswick, and she's great at what she does. Not only are my breasts getting larger because of pregnancy, but it's like my rib cage is expanding as well. Or maybe it's just the breasts, who knows? Maybe I can fool myself and say that, but I think it's everything. And so I was like, oh man, I don't want to go buy new bras already. I've already got these bras. If I go and do that, I'm just spending money we don't need to. I had this idea, I'm like, man, it'd be nice if they had something like a bra extender clip or something. I was like, I gotta find something, I gotta make a rig or something for the back of my bra. And he's like, well, I'm sure they already have something like that made. So we looked it up, and I bought, it's called The Natural, and there's 3 different colors here, black, white, and nude. But, I mean, I think I own black bras, pink bra, don't own any white, and I don't own any nude. So, whatever, it doesn't matter. The only person seeing my bra is my husband. So, I've got 2 of the clips on right now, and it saved me from having to go spend $20+ on a bra. I'm just really excited that we didn't have to go buy a new one yet. And, if I'm lucky and these puppies don't grow anymore until the end of the pregnancy, which I've heard they still do, then maybe I could get away with just adding the 3rd extender clip. We'll see how things go. These are amazing, like, wow, I'm really happy. So anybody who's looking to extend the back of your bra, not these straps here, but the back, they're 3 hook extenders you can get. I got it from Sears, but I mean, wherever you are, I'm sure Target or Walmart or different places would have it, but not Walmart here in my town, but in the States I know they had them, but I couldn't order from there, so I got them from Sears. And mine are 3 hook extenders. You can get 2 hook, 4 hook, 5 hook. I've never seen any bras with a 5 hook. You know how I was talking about the diaper-free baby concept where you start potty training immediately from birth? Well, I also want to start our baby on solids and normal eating as soon as possible, along with continuing breast milk or formula, depending on if I can give the baby breast milk. His mom got us the Baby-Led Weaning Cookbook by Jill Rapley or Gill, depends on how you pronounce it, or where you are in the world, and Tracy Merkett. And she got this because there's actually like tips, and it's like a reference kind of to the actual full book. But she said if we wanted the other one, she'd get us that as well, which I think I'm going to ask her to. All they have on the subject of baby-led weaning is this little bit, and I'm sure we could figure it out if we really wanted to, and do it on our own and lead our own path. However, I like getting other perspectives. As stubborn and hard-headed as I can be, you know, I know when I can appropriately take some advice. And so, if I listened to my family and Matthew's family, we wouldn't be feeding our baby most solids until a year. And well, I feel like if we're going to be spending the you know, first year doing whatever, when they're like 1 or 2, that is when they are learning the most, and as they're progressing, getting older and such. I feel like if we spend all those years teaching them to eat and teaching them to potty train, and don't try and work with them and bond with them to get that done with as soon as we can, I feel like we're not going to have as much time to teach our child important things, like how to say things and how to, like, you know, just moments are gonna pass us by. And so I feel like starting these things, the sooner the better. These are things that we do automatically in life. We eat, we sleep, we drink milk, we poop, we pee. So why not get the automatic processes down for the child when they're young, and when things are really, really, you know, sticking, and then even more so as things are sticking and they're learning things, they'll have so much time to learn everything else. There won't be any distractions, you know, and I think that for us is a very important step. For $35, minus this little hat here, you guys saw that last week in the other vlog if you've been watching, that we got at the mom and baby handmade craft fair. And then this stuff not just for the baby but for me as well, because I'm starting to grow out of some of my maternity stuff, so it was time. Okay, for $35 we got this little shorts onesie. It's really cute. Then we got 2 dresses for honesty. And the reason why I have the hat out is because, remember I was saying I wanted to find a dress that would match it? Well, this one matches really well. I'm so excited. I got all of this 50% off at the secondhand shop locally. It says, I heart my Mimi and Papa. It's funny because my mom and I have little nicknames for each other, and her nickname from me is Mimi, M-I-M-M-Y, so it's funny. Then there's this little sleeper onesie with a little bear on it. And there's a warmer one for her as winter comes. Then we got her a little t-shirt. It says, "Look at me. Can you tell that I'm a princess?" from the Child's Place. And then these little pants that'll go with the shirt. Or this little skirt from Cherokee. Remember, $35 is everything I'm showing you right now, because it was a 50% off sale. I got 2 pairs of Time Maternity jeans. 2 pairs. These are normally like $50 each at Time Maternity. 2 of them. So, and that's encompassed in the $35. And 1 pair from Old Navy. Then I got 6 shirts. I got this cute little pink one. It's hard to see, but I'll be probably wearing it sometime. And then an apple bottom shirt. It's really nice, and it's black. Then I got a Hawaii shirt, which is nice and large. I like it that way, especially as I'm getting bigger and bigger. Then a nice little teal maternity shirt. It's very cute. Then this faded, colorful shirt. And then this kind of like sit around the house kind of shirt. It's a bum equipment shirt. Anyway, like, all of this, I still can't get over it. Normally would have been $70 for all of this, secondhand. But one pair of jeans, new, would have been all of this. That's crazy, eh? I know this isn't really that pregnancy related, but it kind of is, because, like, what I've been filling some of my time with lately, I upgraded my cell phone from my favorite phone ever, the LG Shine, which is like a dinosaur now. It's like a 4-year-old phone. It's sleek. It's kind of heavy, but I just like how it works. Like, it's got a keyboard here, and then you can, it's a touch screen, it's Android. My S, X, and K, I have to press hard enough or else they don't go. So when people would ask me what the sex of the baby is, and when I'm like coming back and saying the sex of the baby is, it would be like the of the baby is, and like, it's like, of course the person's gonna know what I'm saying, I imagine, but, or what I'm typing, but it just, it wasn't working for me anymore. They don't seem to make phones with an onboard keyboard anymore, so that's kind of annoying. But I upgraded to the Samsung Galaxy S3 Mini, and I love this thing. A lot of the time, people of our generation like love new technology, and I do for the most part, but like, it's not the biggest thing on my list. I kind of still feel like a dinosaur in some ways, because I'd rather just stick to some of the old stuff, what I'm used to. And like, Matthew has the S3 that's not a mini, and I was like, oh, it's kind of big, and then you have to like type on the screen, and so annoying, and blah blah blah. And anyways, I just finally decided, I was like, whatever, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna make the switch, and I actually really like it. And I've been playing a game, and I'm not big on games, but I've been playing a game called 4 Picks, 1 Word. And it is addictive and fun. Alright, let's get to the nitty-gritty here of what's been going on this week. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? I went to the breast specialist. As you heard in the last vlog, I had an appointment this week. And well, I had that appointment, and everything was going well. First, the resident that was working with the doctor came in and talked to me, took down my information, and she did the breast exam, and she was saying, oh, everything seems okay. There seems to be a swollen lymph node, though, in your armpit. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. That usually means that there's something going on. And I was like, so what would you say? She's like, oh, everything seems normal, absolutely fine. Doctor comes in, everything seems normal. She's feeling around too. And then she goes, but just in case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see you in a month, and I'm going to do a biopsy for a rare form of nipple cancer called Paget's disease. And I am floored. I'm like, what the F? Like, it's taking me everything right now to not cry, because I've been really upset about that. Normally, Paget's affects women, mainly some men in their 50s or 60s. However, in rare cases, which it's already rare as it is, it can affect people in their 20s. And well, I'm 28, and so, as we know, I'm not always in perfect health, and I do what I do. I just live, but stress and everything else just takes a toll on you. So I don't know. I am praying for the best outcome, you know, and I imagine, like Matt said, I hate that she did that. She obviously doesn't realize that you're the type of patient who's going to go home and stress out about that and think about that for the next month. He's like, I don't know why she didn't just do the biopsy at the time. And so what she told me to do is go home, because she started actually picking off pieces of the green stuff. And she's like, yeah, see, that comes off like really easily. She's like, I have a feeling it might just be normal since you've had it before the pregnancy and you had it other times in your life. And she said, you know, it might just be normal for you. She said, but we're going to take this test, this biopsy, just to be safe. And I'm like, okay, because it's like they have to freeze it. It's going to be local anesthetic. And apparently it's okay for the baby. And she's going to test it. And we'll go from there. So please, please, keep me in your thoughts and your prayers. I can't find out that I have a rare form of nipple/breast cancer when I'm just about to have my child and bring her into this world, looking up the success rate, you know, and I'm not the type of person who would want chemo or radiation, but with chemo and radiation, the success rate was a 5 to 10 year lifespan, and, you know, I don't get it. I really don't get it. I know that there were people in my family that died of cancers. However, I don't believe that it was that early in life that they've died from it. So, and it's sad because if I know, and I'm getting ahead of myself and stepping into the potential future. If that's what it is, you know, sure, I ate candy when I was younger, didn't always brush my teeth, but one thing I can say is that when I was a kid, other than, you know, having lost my father and grandfather really young, I didn't stress out a whole lot. But then again, I did suppress a lot of grief. And so maybe, you know, maybe that's what it is, and you pay for your actions or whatever. However, I'm just gonna stay as positive as I can, and I'll go from there. I also, this week, was brushing my teeth, and I usually take a good amount of time to do that because I want to make sure I floss, brush. I'm trying to salvage what I can with my teeth. I brush for a decent amount of time, like 2-3 minutes, and then I floss for like 5, maybe 10 minutes. And then part of my routine started to become using a Proxa brush, and that was recommended to me by the dental hygienist when I went for my cleaning last time. And she said to use it for my back tooth here, the one that's beside my wisdom tooth that hasn't come out yet on the top, on the left hand side. And so anyway, it was great. It was clean. It seemed to be cleaning out, but I guess the cavity was so bad and it was actually, you know, like uncovered or something. I don't know what happened, but here I am doing the Proxa brush. I did it for probably a good month or so, making sure that everything gets out of that cavity. I'm trying to keep the tooth nice and clean so I don't have to have that root canal, because I was supposed to go for a root canal in January, but we had just found out I was pregnant. So obviously they don't want women to go in for root canals in the first part of pregnancy because that's when most of the development starts. And so, for the baby, and they just, you know, it doesn't make sense to go. So I canceled. Then I had pain a couple of months back for a day or two. After that, it was fine, and, you know, I didn't take anything for it. But then, as I'm doing the Proxa brush thing, I think I told you guys that part of a piece came out already. Well, here I am doing it again, and then like a huge chunk comes out of my tooth. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, are you kidding me? Every time I would use the Proxa brush, it's like I would have to go in there, front, then the back, front, back, and I would make sure I get all the stuff out, all the gunk and whatever was in there from eating or from, I don't know, like dead tooth or something, or cavity, I have no idea, but I wanted to make sure it was clean. I wasn't doing it rough or anything, so it didn't make sense to me that I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, what's that? It feels like a popcorn kernel or something. So I'm like going like this. The next thing you know, I go, there's a piece of tooth in my hand. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, obviously I can't just have an gaping open thing here in my mouth, because if I do have that, I could have a chance of infection. So I go to the dentist. I set up an appointment the next day, and they take me that day and go in, and it was supposed to just be a consultation to see what he thought. He's like, you're right, you don't want a chance infection. And we talked, and I was like, okay, is the anesthetic that you're going to use, is it safe? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to use lidocaine. And something called hydroxyzine, or something like that. I don't know, maybe not, but it was hydro something, I know that much. And I did some research, and both are safe, or at least a class B for pregnancy, which is safe. There's 5 different classes, I believe, like A, B, C, D, and X. And X is a no-no, A is completely safe, B is pretty darn safe, tested on animals, not tested on humans. So, I guess, you know, you just gotta trust, and that most of the women out there that did these dental procedures had babies that are fine. So anyways, he did the work, and I was like, oh, this is great, you know, it's covered. And of course, after the agent wore off, I was still fine. So I thought, oh, this is awesome. No pain, which is what I'm used to. Never told you what he did. He did a temporary filling instead of a root canal. So, because he really didn't want to chance x-rays. X-rays are iffy during pregnancy, and so he would like to wait for me to do the root canal until after I've had the baby. And so he does the procedure. I'm home. I'm at my mom's. Everything is fine. I've eaten. It doesn't hurt. And then the next morning, holy shit, all day, pain. Next day, next morning, all day, dental pain. To the point of even throwing up at one point. So I said, frig this, I'm calling the dentist back. This is ridiculous. I did this so I wouldn't get an infection, and now I feel like I have an infection, because there's swelling, and my jaw, like, I can feel a little bit down here, and my cheek was a little swollen, and it hurts. It freaking hurts. And so I do a bunch of research. Can I take Tylenol safely? Because I know I can't take ibuprofen because it's anti-inflammatory. So here I am, being the mother that did not want to take a single thing, that didn't want to have a single procedure, that didn't want to have to do anything, but yet everything is falling on my lap this week. Teeth falling apart, finding out there might be a slight chance that I have some form of rare nipple cancer. It's just, I really hope she was just saying it as a precaution, and I don't know how much more I can take of this body falling apart on me. I just want to have my baby and be a good mother and take care of her, but this freaking pain is annoying. So I started my antibiotics this morning, and I was going to stop the Tylenol after taking it for a couple days, but I decided, I'll take it once, maybe twice today. We went to a baby wellness course with one of the local grocery stores here, and a dietitian taught it, and it was about when you should start feeding your baby solids. And during that time, my teeth were like really bugging me, but I really enjoyed the course, so it's kind of nice. But then afterwards, I was like, oh my god, where's the Tylenol? I really hope none of this is affecting her, because I feel like terrible, absolutely terrible, that I've had to take anything. And there's so much fear-mongering out there. Oh, you should be scared to do this, and scared to do that, and oh, you should do this, or you shouldn't do that. And I just hope I did the right thing. A couple of the days this week, my pelvis has felt very heavy. If I sit for a long period of time and then I go to get up, holy shit, like it feels like there's something sitting on my hip / pelvis. Well, obviously there's a baby, but I mean like she's just tiny. She's only a pound and the amniotic sac is, I don't know how many pounds at this point, but it's not that heavy, you know? Like I've had this much weight on me before being pregnant at one point, like 220 or whatever, and it's just, and I'm 221 now, but it's just, it's weird, like that odd feeling to get up, or if I walk too much, I get that same feeling, especially when I, like once I'm sitting down it's fine, but then when I go to get up, shit, that is some pain, I'll tell you that. When I walk a lot, I tend to lose, like, I don't know if it's my bladder and I'm not realizing I'm trickling or something, but say we're like getting groceries for like an hour or something, or 2 hours, maybe that's just a little too much, but I really like to be a part of the grocery shopping and I like to do that stuff, but if it's going to affect me or the baby, maybe I need to step back with that. Or maybe instead of going every 2 weeks, we could start going every week now, and it would cut the grocery time in half. As I said, what happened was, I don't know if it was pee or amniotic fluid, but I'm going to have to talk to the OB because that's not good if it's amniotic fluid, not even in the least. Because every time I go for groceries, I come home and my panties are wet, like quite wet. And if it's pee, you think you'd feel that. My panties get wet, but my pants seem to be okay. So I don't know. Anyways, I gotta find out what's going on there, because that's very important. I've been nauseous again this week, a few days this week, and tired a lot because of these different issues, the whole tooth thing, the breast thing. I also ended up throwing up my prenatal pill because one night I was really tired and I felt stuffed, so I was like, well, why put any more food in my mouth? I'm just going to try and take it. It's the second trimester now, maybe I won't throw up. I'll try and take it. And then, yeah, nope, threw up. That was bad. Then some nights I went to bed at 11, other times I'd go to bed at 4 because of the stress. When I would go to bed at 11, I'd be waking up at like every hour, and then like I'd wake up at 3 a.m. and I couldn't get back to sleep until like 6, and it was not good. Then I had a really bad frickin' nightmare on Monday, well it would have been Tuesday early morning. I had a nightmare that Honesty, and this is really weird, my mom, Matthew, and I went to a hotel somewhere. Honesty, I could see her in my leg, like the skin in my leg. It wasn't like see-through, but I could see her face, the impression of her face. She wasn't fully grown yet, but she had a tiny face, and I could see her like eyes, like just the impression of her eyes moving, and like her mouth, and she was crying, like, obviously get me out of here, this isn't safe. And how weird is that? That, you know, I've heard of ectopic pregnancies, but in the leg, seriously? Anyway, so they had to cut my leg open, almost like a C-section, pulled her out, cut the umbilical cord, and oh yeah, I forgot to mention, we're just like sitting there and we're like, we need a doctor, and then there's a doctor at our door at the hotel, and we're like, okay, that's weird. So anyway, the doctor had done that procedure, and then Matthew and the doctor and another guy that was the helper of the doctor, they were sitting there trying to get her to breathe and you know, get her blood pumping or heart pumping, and then all of a sudden a gust of oxygen, like, because obviously I needed some oxygen or something. I don't know, maybe, I don't know what happened. Hopefully it's not like sleep apnea induced by pregnancy or something. But all of a sudden, I took a big gasp of air and got pushed back up against the wall away from her, and I was like, oh my god, what's going on? Is she okay? And before anybody could answer me, I woke up. I was sweating, dripping sweat, and like tears in my eyes, and it was horrible. Like, it's been a tough week. Week 22. I want to know, guys, if you're watching and you're pregnant or you've been pregnant in the past, which week was your most difficult, or which week has been your most difficult thus far, and why? Write me in the comments. Tell me. I'd love to know. This is just scary shit. A lot of stuff going on. I just woke up with like a sense of dread, feeling like, oh my god, is something going on? I was laying on my back, so maybe that was a dream telling me, get on your side, so that, you know, you're not hurting you or the baby. Sometimes if you're on your back, depends on the woman and where things are placed, but the uterus, as it's getting heavier, can lie on a certain vein or artery that can cut off the blood supply, or the oxygen in the blood supply, to the heart of the mother, which in turn will lessen the amount of blood given to the placenta, which is how the baby gets its nutrients. So, I don't know, maybe that was just something that woke me up and then I needed to pee anyway, and so I went back on my left side. When I went to the dentist to get the filling done, he put some anesthetic here and in the back of my mouth, and you know, those spots barely feel like anything in comparison to the ache I have. But yeah, I was even on Wednesday I was like tired and in excruciating pain. I took 4 Tylenol total that day. It was a quiet day for baby. Other days she was moving quite a bit. I think I'm noticing that when I drank some coffee, like those cold coffees from Starbucks, or when I made my own or went to Tim Hortons and stuff, she moved more, and that makes sense because I mean caffeine, it's caffeine. So, but I'm trying not to drink it very often, maybe like once a week or something like that. And she didn't move as much the day after that procedure. It was a very stressful day for me because of the pain I was going through, and because at this point I hadn't taken the Tylenol yet throughout the day, and that was on Wednesday. I had dark stool, and I find it's really hard to wipe. I know this is a TMI, and turn it off if you don't like TMIs, or like skip a little bit, but it takes me forever to wipe the feces away. It doesn't make any sense. I'm like, oh my god, it's taking forever, and like being overweight, it doesn't help. Wiping's like a whole acrobatic process. And so since I've been pregnant, I've been really positive and feeling great for the most part, other than the nausea and that throwing up, and that's like a walk in the park compared to how this week's been. But yeah, the day after the procedure, I actually threw up after eating a smoothie. That was actually, no, that was yesterday, Thursday. I threw up, and I don't know if it was the Tylenol, or if there is an infection in my tooth or in my gum or wherever. It's taken a toll. And so because it wasn't after not eating and taking a prenatal or brushing my teeth and gagging and then throwing up. That's the only time I've ever thrown up. I've been nauseous during the pregnancy, but the throwing up has come from those 2 different things, except for 1 or 2 times it came from eating something. So it was too coincidental for this one-off to be because of my smoothie, that I had the exact same smoothie the day before, and the day before I even started taking Tylenol. So Yeah. I also cried a lot on Wednesday and Thursday because of the pain. The breast specialist told me that, I don't know if I said this already, but she told me she wanted me to pick away at all the green, take it all off, since it didn't hurt. She wanted me to take it off, and then when I go see her in a month, I think she wants to see if it comes back or what happens. So it's like I have new nipples now. Just, it's a lot of news and a lot of stuff I just was not looking to have happen. I'm not going to say it was a great week, but I am feeling a bit better today. I'm extremely tired. I'm sweaty though because it's starting to warm up a bit. And I feel like I'm kind of catching a cold. And it's probably because I already started those antibiotics and I'm run down. I'm just exhausted waking up, even though I go to bed at say 10, 11 o'clock or maybe midnight. I'm waking up every hour or so and then using the bathroom, going back to sleep, getting up, and I'm waking up at like 3 or 4 and then not being able to get back to sleep until 5, 6 o'clock. Then waking up a little later. So I need some sleep. I need some reassurance. I have an OB appointment sometime here in May. I forget exactly what day, but I have that. And I have an appointment. I don't have an appointment set yet, but I'm supposed to go and see that breast specialist. There are a couple other courses that we can take in May that I have to sign us up for. But other than that, that's it. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are, and an amazing weekend. Namaste.